Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would love to see you stick around. In today's video, I am doing an anti-MLM reaction video. So of course, just as a disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only and just my opinions. In today's video, I'm going to be going over some MLM horror stories that were sent to me by the same person. There are a few of them, so we're going to go over all of them. The person did not join any of these MLMs, but I think it was really important to bring these stories to light because it shows the different tactics that are used. It shows kind of what to look out for. Each example is completely different, which I find so interesting because it really truly shows all of the different tactics. So without further ado, let's just get into it. I have several MLM horror stories to share with you. The first, circa fall 95 to fall 96. It was my second or third year in college and I was lucky enough that all my expenses, tuition, books, dorm, etc. were paid for by my father, but all non-college related expenses were on me. One day I was approached by a random lady asking me if I was looking for employment. I said yes, and she immediately said that the company she works for is hiring for a sales associate. She gave me a date, time, place to meet for an interview. I showed up looking business professional and found myself in a room with a dozen other people. We all sat down. There was a guy behind a counter, and in front of him were Cutco knives. If y'all have been here for a while, you know that I have my own story when it comes to that. He spent a good 45 minutes demonstrating the knives and how they work and telling us all about the company and how we were so lucky to have been given this opportunity. He mentioned that this company only hires qualified sales associates and is picky about whom they hire. He also told us different ways that we could sell the product. Door to door, family and friends, etc. Then when he was done, he pulled each of us one by one into a room. There he told me that he felt that I was the right fit as I was very bright, etc. I don't recall exactly the words he used. He then told me that this would be a great opportunity since I could make my own schedule and work on my own time and not some company's schedule. On and on about how wonderful this opportunity was for me, how lucky I was to be here. The catch? I had to buy the product, several thousands of dollars. I think around $2,000 to $3,000, but I am not 100% sure. At this point, I told him that I needed to think about it. But what is there to think about, he said, etc. I told him point blank that I did not have the money to spend that much. He then, I shit you not, suggested that I borrow the money from my father because my father would be investing in my future. I was mortified. My father was already paying for my college education. Asking him to give me a few grand to buy knives? I mean, no. I left never signing up. I have always had the assumption that if you want me to work for you, then you pay me to do so. That's the first story. There are a few. I think there's 5 that this person has. So if you've been here for a while, I have mentioned my experience with Cutco knives, but if you don't know that experience, I was targeted for Cutco knives right after I graduated with my bachelor's degree. If you don't know, I have a bachelor's degree and I also have a master's degree as well. I have an MBA. Well, I graduated with my bachelor's in 2009, and what happened just a year before that? So yeah, it was very difficult for me to find a job. However, there was one company that decided to reach out to me, and that was Vector Marketing. I had put in so many resumes to so many different companies, but the one company that reached out to me without me putting in an application or anything like that was Vector Marketing. So I went in for this interview and I actually called my dad before I went in for the interview because it wasn't in like a bad part of town, but it also wasn't a good part of the town that it was in. And the building looked like a super rundown building. It just looked kind of sketchy. And I had this weird gut feeling and I told my dad and I said, hey, I'm going in for this interview. It's a little strange if something doesn't feel right. So this is my location. If something happens, if you don't hear from me within an hour, then yeah, come looking for me, please. So I walked into the building and it was just like a regular building. It was a little run down, but the inside was definitely in much better condition than the outside. I thought to myself, maybe you're just judging a book by its cover. So let's kind of give this interview a shot. Maybe it's not what I think it is. At that point in my life, I wasn't as familiar with multi-level marketing, network marketing, or anything along those lines, because I knew what it was and I knew of it, but I didn't know just how what's the word I'm looking for? Just how gross the sales tactics were and the manipulation and everything that goes behind it. But anyway, so I'm sitting there in this interview already. I felt it felt weird. It felt kind of not scammy, but the way that they were presenting the Cutco knives and everything, it was just the typical type of presentation that you think of when you think of Cutco knives and multi-level marketing, network marketing, direct sales. It's the same, just scripted type of a thing. So I left there. They actually called me and asked me to come back in, and I was like, no, I'm good. This isn't the opportunity that I'm looking for. I am glad that I didn't sign up for the Cutco knives thing, because yeah, I probably would have made way less than I was making in my retail job. I bring all of this up because I graduated in 2008. And this person said that they were pitched in 95, 96. The reason why I bring all of this up is because my experience with Cutco or vector marketing was in 2008. This person saying that this was pitched to her in 1995, 1996, somewhere along those lines. The reason why I bring this up is because there's obviously a time difference between both of our experiences, but it goes to show that clearly the target demographic for what vector marketing is going out to look for is either people that are straight out of college or college students. This person said that their father was paying for school and that they were responsible for any non-college or non-school expenses. Obviously, they're going to want to look for a job because you need some kind of money if you want to have food, or let's say that you even want to go out and just have coffee with your friends or something, then yeah, you're going to want to have food while you're in school and things of that nature. Or in my case, it's I just graduated, I'm looking for a job, the economy crashed the year before, so I was at that point, probably a lot of people were desperate, so I'm sure that they got a lot of people to sign up with them. But it goes to show that they are targeting students or graduates, fresh graduates, who really truly may not know any better. Some may, but other people might not have any idea about this kind of a thing. So I'm glad that this person didn't fall for it. And you're going to see that there are quite a number of stories that they didn't fall for. So this is... I'm more so trying to show examples of, because this person has really, really great examples on how they pitch you. So that's why I really wanted to talk about these. Even though this person wasn't in MLMs, it's such a good example of how they recruit and all of that. So second MLM story. In 2006, I was working for a landscape architecture company that was located in an area that was mostly businesses around a few mile radius. In this area, there was a mom and pop sandwich shop. One day I went there to get lunch and noticed that there was a clear box that had a sign on it. The sign said something like, "If you will fill out this form, you can win a free makeover." I filled out the form thinking I had nothing to lose. There were other submissions in the box. A few days later, I got a call saying that I had won. I was given a time or place to go to. I show up and notice that it's a Mary Kay event. Yeah, they're known to do this. I was actually told to do this too, but... I was taken into a room where the lady who had called me plus a few Mary Kay reps were there. There were also two, that would make me feel so uncomfortable. That's why I just paused, because I was just picturing it in my head. There were also two ladies who did not seem to be reps, but seemed to use the products. A lady spent a good hour telling us all about Mary Kay, demonstrating some of the products, a few on me. She also introduced us/me to a lady who had just signed up to be a rep. She congratulated her on her new Mary Kay adventures, etc. The entire time I was there, I felt weird. I knew I had been duped into thinking that I was going to get a legit makeover, but not really. Ha. I left not buying anything. The lady who had set up that fake win a makeover thing called me every 3 weeks for a few months to see if I was still interested until she finally stopped calling. I'm not laughing at this person. I'm just laughing because I was told to do the same thing when I was in Mary Kay. They told me to do that, and I was like, I'm not doing that. The only thing is that they actually said, because there was it David's Bridal? I can't remember. I think it was a David's Bridal, but there was some kind of a bridal shop in our area, and one of my friends had actually she needed to buy a dress for some kind of an event. She wasn't getting married or anything, but it was some kind of an event, and maybe it wasn't David's Bridal then. I don't know. But this particular shop had other types of dresses and everything. So we went in there, and she's trying on a few different dresses that she was looking for. And I saw this table that had this whole fill your name out and we'll, to win this giveaway. It was for Mary Kay. And the way that I was told was one of the employees, this is why I'm not giving out the shop's name or anything. I mean, this is a really long time ago, so the person might not even work there. But one of the employees had actually, I went over and I was like, oh, we can win like a free makeover. This is so cool. And one of the employees, she was probably about my age, maybe a little bit younger. And she goes, don't fill that out. So I figured out very quickly that whenever you see that kind of stuff, it's Mary Kay. And then when I signed up for Mary Kay, they did tell me to do that. And I said, I am not doing that. I am not going to go into some kind of bridal shop or some kind of like a prom dress shop or something like that and put a box like that and then just try to, it felt gross to me. I didn't like that. Because I felt like I was lying almost, which again, if you guys don't know my story, I did kind of briefly go over this in my I Was on Dr. Phil video, but one of the things that actually got me to even go, which I'm surprised that I didn't think about it, maybe it's because it was called a free facial instead of a free makeover, but the upline that I had that recruited me, she actually got me to go to this like free facial thing. It was in the middle of Dunkin' Donuts. I took off my makeup. I tried the skincare, and she literally on the table, she takes out a bowl and puts water from a water bottle in it and goes, here, take off your makeup. So yeah, that was so awkward, super, super awkward, because she wanted me to try the products. It was so weird. Anyway, let's move on. Third MLM story. Early 2007, one of my coworkers invited me to a party. It was what she called a networking party. As I learned once I got there, it was a prepaid legal event. Oh no. There was 4 other people there, not counting my coworker. 2 people who were husband and wife gave the pitch on a slideshow. They talked about how this opportunity has given them the freedom to work part-time and yet make a full-time living. They went on and on and on and on. One lady there signed up, but I did not. They asked me why I was not signing up, and I replied by simply saying, how can I sell legal services when I have no legal background and know nothing about the industry? At some point, my coworker left Prepaid Legal. I'm sure that they probably give some kind of training when it comes to that kind of stuff. Well, maybe not, because maybe not the proper training, because it is an MLM company. They're training from my own experience. I don't know about Prepaid Legal, because this is from my own experience. But the training was just mindset stuff and personal development. It wasn't any kind of tools to success. It was the copy and paste scripts and messages and things like that. But with a normal company, if you're going to be selling things, I'm pretty sure that they give you training on it, but that's a little different because that's an actual sales job. This is a multi-level marketing company. However, I can see where this person is coming from, and I'm glad that you didn't join because yeah, Prepaid Legal is an MLM. If you guys don't know, at one point I was doing, I used to call them my anti-MLM true crime hybrid videos. There's an entire playlist, and that's when I found out that, if you guys remember the Travis Alexander Jodi Arias case, yeah, they actually met at a Prepaid Legal convention thing. So just a little tidbit of information. All right, now, 4th MLM story. Somewhere around mid to late 2008, I had 8 months prior started a landscape design business. I started from scratch, had lost my landscape design day job due to the economic crash. I knew nothing about marketing a business and or running a business. I had nothing else to do and was determined to make it work and not waste my time being lazy. At this point, I was going door to door, passing out postcards to promote myself as a residential landscape designer. I would also go to any free business networking events in hopes of learning something. At one of these events, a guy said that he was holding a free hour-long lecture about promoting your biz. He gave me a flyer and I attended. There were 30 of us in this room of an office building sitting on the floor. In the hour, he told us nothing about how to market our businesses, but did tell us about the courses he offers about marketing a small business. He also told us that it would cost only a few grand to take his course. This and other courses would teach us about business marketing. We could also, as a way of making extra cash, sell these courses. In the end, we were each given a form to fill out and were told to hand it to the guy waiting by the door as we left. I handed the guy a blank form. I'm not sure what this could have been for because this is the first time I'm ever hearing of something like this story. I've heard similar things, but I'm not sure what this is actually for. So I'd be interested if any of you have had a similar experience. Leave it in the comment section below because I would love to hear if you know what this is for. All right, 5th MLM story, circa 2012 to 2014. I don't recall the exact year. I and a few female friends were taking courses at this studio. The courses were a combo of Zumba and cardio. It was great. Dancing and doing cardio with friends and getting a good workout was just what I needed at the time. At one point, they hired this instructor who one day said during class that she offered nutrition services and would offer them to us for free. She told us to come talk to her after class, etc. A bunch of us stayed behind and learned that in order to participate in her free nutrition program, we also had to buy and join Herbalife. Oh no. Otherwise, she would not be able to help us. WTF. Yeah, same. That is my same reaction to that. I asked her, what if I don't join? And she became defensive and said something like, but if it's good for you, then why wouldn't you want to do it? Needless to say, I never signed up. Ultimately, that hole-in-the-wall gym owners started pushing Herbalife to the point where me and my friends left and never went back. Oh no, I wonder if they ended up turning it into one of those, the nutrition shops that Herbalife has, because yeah, I've seen those starting to pop up in my area, which I thought that, I was really hoping that they weren't a thing anymore, especially after betting on zero. But I've seen a few of them pop up in my area, and I know that, when was it, last year or something like that, a bunch of anti-MLM activists were talking about it and how they were just they're all over Facebook. So they're just full speed ahead with that. 6th MLM horror story, circa 2021. This is not my story really, but me sharing a story. I belong to a Facebook hiking group in my local county. In this group, people post about their hikes, etc. One lady posted that she was going on a hike and if anyone wanted to join her. By that Saturday, about 6 to 8 of us chicks were gathered to hike and have a good time. As we were hiking, the combo got to the "so what do you do" spiel. The lady said that she did network marketing for Isagenix and she could tell us more if we were interested. That was where things were left. I follow this lady on Instagram and 90+% of her posts to her stories or feed is all about Isagenix. She lives, eats, and breathes this. One time she posted that the first time she tried network marketing, she failed because she did not give it her all. I am sharing this with you because in a way I feel bad that this woman has to spend most of her time using her social media account to promote this MLM. She will also post about join my team, etc. MLMs just baffle me. And respectfully, Brahma, I think that's how you say your name. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced it. That is the end of the horror stories that this person sent me. I think that they were really great, really great examples to show how they recruit you and how different each experience was. But at the end of the day, they're all kind of similar at the same time. But it showed all of the different types of tactics that these people use. However, I will say that last story about the Isagenix rep, I have never heard or seen of an MLM rep doing that. So that's really extreme to be like, hey, who wants to go hiking with me? And then while you're hiking, you bring up that you work for Isagenix. It's just, that's weird to me because that is targeting, in my opinion, that would be targeting multiple different groups of people. people who maybe enjoy hiking just like you. So maybe they're into fitness, so you're selling a health and wellness product, so now you're going to try to pitch it to them that way. Maybe it's a stay-at-home mom. Maybe it's a college student who has a little bit of free time and is looking to kind of connect with the community. So there are so many people that MLM rep could be targeting by just saying, hey, who wants to go on a hike with me? Oh, that is so upsetting. I am never going to go on a hike with anybody that I do not know. Because I don't need no MLM pitch. No, thank you. And it makes me feel sad for that person too, because yeah, what I've seen, not all the time. It's not like this with every single MLM rep, but what I have seen is that some of these reps, they make their entire identity the MLM company. I am guilty of this when I was in Beachbody. My entire identity was Beachbody. Everything that I posted on social media was to link it back to Beachbody. Or I keep forgetting, I'm so sorry, I keep forgetting that they rebranded. They're called Body now. But I hope that you guys know exactly what I'm talking about if you know of Beachbody and of the rebrand. But yeah, everything was Beachbody related. So I am going to end it there today. I think that we kind of went over a lot. I was originally going to react to another video, but I feel like, yeah, this needs to be in its own video because there was so much in this video, so much good information. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time. This is Monica reporting to you live from a highway. Bye!